Of course, so long as we don't have the peace agreement yet, we will have to continue pursuing, talking, discussing, and until we come to an agreement.
What do you think would be the major problems that could derail?
Major problems that could derail. Uh, I'm not, well, right now I don't see any major problem. We've been discussing, we've been talking to each other. It's been very, very difficult, but I think we have moved forward and we are going to continuously move forward. I'll tell you, probably one issue that becomes a major is the question of ceasefire. You know? The government has always wanted and has always suggested that a ceasefire be done or in whatever manner, no? Whether it is in the course of the formal talks, in the course of bilateral meetings, or in any other meeting. No? A ceasefire to us would always be better. It means less lives lost, less killings, less violence, and that should be good for the Filipinos all around. So we're still pursuing that.
Have you touched on the issue of the arrest of Alan Martinez?
We have not touched on it except to say that they mentioned it as part of JASIG. No, and we have mentioned that if Alan Hasmines is really part of JASIG, it will just have to go through the verification process as previously agreed upon.
Well, what's the status of the talks on the second substantive agenda, socio-economic reform?
Socio-economic reforms, there are 3 bilateral meetings that have been agreed upon, 1 in June and 2 in August. And after this is completed, they are supposed to present a common comprehensive agreement on socio-economic reforms to the respective panels, no? By August or September. And then each panel must approve or should approve within a period of 1 month. So if everything goes well, we should have a comprehensive agreement on socio-economic reforms by October at the latest of this year.
Where is the venue of the JMC meeting? Will it be in Manila, and will you allow the media, the local media, to cover it?
Unfortunately, the JMC meeting will not be in Manila. It may be somewhere else, but not in Manila, only because, well, part of our negotiations was that if it was going to be held in Manila, we had hoped that a ceasefire would be in place, because otherwise we thought it was ridiculous to have a joint monitoring committee where both sides are firing at each other. So if there is no ceasefire in place, then the JMC cannot be held in Manila.
If members of the NDFP panel would wish to visit the Philippines again, will your office be willing to assist and
You know,
assure
so
them
long
of
as
their
they are
safety?
part of the negotiations, the peace negotiations, and they inform us earlier, so that we also know when they are coming back or arriving, I think we can sufficiently protect them or assure them, no, that they will be protected.
Ano,
This is
safe
your
conduct pass eh?
No need for safe conduct pass. I think I know of some of the people that you are referring to. I think they can come in because they are recognized negotiators of the NDFP, and they will be assured their safety. No? But they have to inform us only, no, of the details of their arrival, so that we will not be surprised.
Chairman, this is your first formal talk. How is it to be the chairperson of one of the panels?
Gratifying, fruitful, sometimes frustrating, but I think overall, I think it's a great boost and help to our Filipino nation and the country, and I think it is worth the sacrifice.
Your message to the Filipino people on the conclusion of this round of talks.
We are hopeful that I think we have gone far, or as far as we can, on this first formal talks. We are hopeful that we will go farther in the next round of talks, and we hope that the Filipinos will finally enjoy the peace that they deserve in possibly a year and a half or even less than that.
On a personal note, how do you find your counterpart and other members of the NDF?
Well, Louis Alendoni is a friend, personal and officially. He is a hard negotiator, a very principled man, and I think, well, I think he's the right person to talk to as far as the negotiations are concerned. The other members of the negotiating panel are also friends. I'd like to believe that they are also my friends, both personal and official. They are also hard negotiators, but I think it is a good combination for both sides, And I think we will try to arrive at something fruitful.
Last, Mr. Chairman, since we behaved ourselves, do you think in the next round of talks, you'd allow us regular briefings?
You know, part of the negotiations really is that it's not that we did not want to allow the media. No? It's just that, as you know, as negotiations go, we can have one position today and we may change it tomorrow. If we gave briefings every day, it would look as if we were inconsistent or not telling the truth, etc. So I hope you will find it within yourselves that maybe the next negotiations would probably have the same arrangements. And believe me, it is for the good of the negotiations.
Thank you very much.
Nothing to do with the media.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Following the timeline, no? 2012 August supposed to be disposition and end of hostilities.
Under the- yes.
So yun ang major breakthrough. Does that mean that the NPA should now surrender the firearms?
We're not talking about any surrender. We have not gotten that far. We are talking about the end of hostilities, disposition of forces that could take many forms in many ways. We are also contemplating, for example, there were suggestions that the NPA could be converted into forestry guards of some sort. In other words, all these questions are out in the open. And they are all up for negotiations. We have no formula fixed. Neither does the other side, I think, have, no? So I think this is really, truly, true negotiation.
So ito parang truce na talaga na ang 2012 wala nang, let's say, parang prolonged ceasefire na.
That is what
Because
we want.
na-address
Yes.
na yung mga substantive issues
Hopefully,
like
hopefully
constitutional,
with the address of the political constitutional reforms,
yung
no?
social economic.
Of course, that goes without saying that approved na yung socio-economic reforms, then it would be easier for a truce. For a ceasefire or a truce, prolonged ceasefire and truce.
So that's it, the August 2012. Yun yung talagang nag-agree na kayo ng timeline na yun.
Well, we agreed on that timeline, pero syempre, nakalagay rin dun sa aming, it may be, no? That is what we want to accomplish, no? And I think that is the best estimate that we have given so far in 24 years of negotiations. So we will work on it, no? We will try and work on it.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
On the part of the Norwegians,
Excellent. The
is there
Norwegian-
is there anything that they are asking in exchange of facilitating this?
No, the Norwegians have been excellent, and I'm not just saying that because I'm in Norway. They have been excellent in facilitating. They have not been dictating to us. They are truly facilitating the process. They leave it up to us and then come in when there is some difficulty or in the process. We have nothing but praises for the Norwegians.
They are asking
And
nothing?
They're asking nothing, and we hope that they will continue the process of trying to facilitate this and helping us achieve this peace.
We are hoping that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.